What's going on, everyone? Thank you for tapping back into the Unapawlogetic podcast. It's one of your hosts, Davion here. I'm joined by Caitlin, Brady, Micahlyn, and Riley. And stay tuned because we're going to have some great conversation today. And once again, we're going to have a huge special guest coming to join us and share some personal information and background and really get into details with it. So stay tuned. We got some great conversation for you guys. Today, we have a very special guest, someone whose journey is built on versatility, resilience, and showing up in big moments. While only a sophomore, he led Fort Dorchester High School out of Charleston, South Carolina, to a state championship as one of the top quarterbacks in the country. He earned a spot in the prestigious Elite 11 finals, competing with top quarterbacks like Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, and went on to be named South Carolina Gatorade Player of the Year. He went on to the University of South Carolina Gamecocks and proved his versatility, transitioning between positions like quarterback, wide receiver, running back, and special teams. He became a key playmaker, ultimately earning MVP in the Duke's Mayo Bowl with a standout performance when it mattered most. And last but not least, one of his most honored and glorified titles is being able to call himself a father and my cousin.
Mm.
You like what I did there? Let's welcome Dakereon Joyner, man. Great having you, cuz. Great having you, man.
I appreciate y'all having me, cuz appreciate the nice introduction, man. I don't think nobody
Yeah,
ever made
man.
a nice
You
introduction
feel
like
me?
that.
Like, hey, I know a lot of that stuff you probably forget about, man. You just
I
walk around
honestly
here like,
did. So
yeah, I
you
know, bro. I know how it goes, bro. You
I'm
probably
thinking, I'm
like,
like, okay, yeah. I'm like, oh yeah,
did
that did
that,
happen.
did that.
Sure. I
Yeah,
definitely
man.
appreciate it, man. I appreciate y'all having me on. Looking forward to chopping it up with y'all, man. So yeah.
Of course, man. So, like, kind of like looking at some of these accolades and stuff, man. Like we just said, like I know you kind of forget about the stuff that you accomplished, man, in your career, but it was really iconic, and especially for me as a younger cousin, like just watching this, in front of my eyes happen and unfold. It was really a iconic and legendary career, man. Like I don't really know if you. It was just a different time back then, man. I remember being a kid and honestly, bro, like, can I tell you something I've never told you, bro?
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Bro, I used to never watch your games, dog. Like,
Uh,
bro, bro, I used to come to your game every Friday, dog, and like, and play my own game. You know, the little kids that be on the side throwing the football, tackling each other,
I,
getting all messy and dirty at the games, bro. That
not
was
even really
me.
watching the
I'm
game.
under
Yeah.
the bleachers, bro. Like all types of crazy stuff, man. But I just keep hearing on the speakers, man, Dakereon Joyner, another touchdown, another touchdown. I'm like, geez, bro. You putting up historic numbers, and I'm under the bleachers putting up historic numbers, dog.
Hey,
But
well,
not,
I mean, at least I appreciate you being honest, bro.
hey, no, that's real. But no, like, I was used to it, man. Like that's just who you were. That's who I knew. Like it was no surprise to me what you was doing out there. But to everyone else, man, it was like this was watching a once in a lifetime player. And I'm sure everybody was like really grateful and excited to see you play every Friday, bro. But
Yeah, but it was. I'm gonna cut you off. Go ahead.
now you good, man. Now I'm gonna let you go and finish up on that. I'm gonna talk about something in a little second, bring
All
something up,
right.
something else.
All right. Um, man, yeah, man, it truly was. I guess in the moment, man, I didn't even think about it like how, you know what I'm saying, how we kind of looking back on it. But,
Hmm.
looking back on it and hearing the accolades, you know what I'm saying, hearing the
Yeah,
stats, hearing the success that I had. I've always known it was a true blessing, man, since I mean, for us, it was always just, I mean, I don't think we ever thought like, one of us or we all had success, you know what I mean? We never thought we
yeah,
would be what we were in high school, you know what I'm saying? We were
true.
always just kids playing ball. We were eight boys, just nine boys competing, just playing ball, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to
That was
better each other.
natural. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So, for us to get in, like you said, like for you, you didn't have to go watch me play. You know what I'm saying? You knew what we've always
yeah,
done. You know what I mean? But the accolades mean a lot, man. And I think for me, man, I think more so than anything, and you said at the end of the introduction, like um my most proud, my greatest accomplishment is my daughter. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So and I'm so grateful for her to have my last name. And one day, she can walk the halls of Fort Dorchester, maybe one day, and she can
Hmm.
see my retired jersey and say, that was my daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all gonna have kids. We got nieces and nephews. Oh, that was my uncle. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
within all those accolades, man, I think about those moments, you know what I'm saying? Because it's greater than me. You know what I'm saying? I have my time. I think about the next generation and, the nieces and nephews and cousins that's coming up behind me, man. But I definitely appreciate the time and that I had and the success that I had. Truly grateful, bro. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people out our city don't get an opportunity to, do the things that I've done or make it to where I've made it.
Most
So it's
definitely.
truly an honor for real.
Yeah, man. And like you touched a little bit about it, man, but like a lot of your biggest attributes, man, and accolades and stuff like that is not wasn't awarded to you. You know what I'm saying? It's not what you did physically, it's who you are, your character, your morals, your work ethic, everything you stand for, bro. Like, people don't really talk about that side. They just, see you as an athlete for the most part, but I see you as a lot more than that, bro. And
Yeah, bro.
keeping it 100, bro. Like it was it was an honor, bro. So like I don't know if you remember, but we're gonna touch about something else that people don't really know about you. That you were a phenomenal basketball player as well, dog. I mean, not better than me, but you were pretty good,
Of
though.
course not.
you were.
Of
No,
course
I'm
I was
playing
better
though.
than
I'm playing though, but something that I always need some clarity on, man. So that just needs you to elaborate a little bit because growing up, I used to always have to explain this to people. It's like they'll all ask me like, "Hey, like, um, does Dakereon did his first offer come in eighth grade playing basketball like from UNC Chapel Hill, bro?" And I'm like, "Bro, I don't know. Like y'all gotta ask him on that one because I don't know where that started, bro. But like I grew up with that one. Everyone asking me like, bro, he got his first offer eighth grade at UNC Chapel Hill, so it's like, you gotta elaborate on that one, guys.
Yeah, but so I think a lot of people, I've heard that too. A lot of people got it mixed up a little bit. So my first offer was in eighth grade, but it was to the University of South Carolina. I had an
Okay.
opportunity, I got offered by the University of North Carolina in ninth grade. What was the eighth grade? Might have been like my second or third offer. I had an
Mm-hmm.
offer in football, but they knew I played basketball. They gave me an opportunity to walk on the basketball team
Okay.
while still offering me a full scholarship for football. So essentially, I had an opportunity to play both sports. But during that time, like North Carolina had a bunch of like academic probation and problems and stuff like that going like
Okay. Okay.
2016, 15 and stuff like that. So my mama wasn't interested in me, taking on that opportunity she didn't want my like degree to get stripped from me or nothing crazy
Yeah.
like
True.
that.
True. True.
But that's the clarity. So I got offered an eighth grade from South Carolina, had an opportunity to play both football and basketball at the University of North Carolina. So that's the clarity on that.
No,
Yeah,
I appreciate you clearing that up and stuff, man, for the people. I bet Charleston wanted to know more than me, man. They was on
for
you about
sure.
that. They was interested in that for sure. But
I guess now they got their clarity though, so they'll be
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
watch it
But
again.
it's kind of staying around that time though, bro. Like, I mean, I'm sure you remember this, but I remember being a kid, like going to y'all house and stuff like that, man, sneaking inside your room, and you just had this big old bin, dog, like a
Yeah.
storage bin, man. Like, and I see every Division I college that I could ever dream of inside that bin, sending you letters and stuff like that. So it's like being a kid, man, that was like crazy, like surreal to me. Like, NCAA was still popping, man. Like I'm playing with these teams in the game and stuff. So to see that in a house that I share with my family and stuff like that is like that was surreal, bro. So that kind of bring me into my first question, man. Like take us through your college recruitment process, like what that looked like being a kid and receiving that attention early and stuff and kind of what that led to.
Yeah, bro. So kind of just dating back to when I first got my offer, I was in eighth grade, either going to eighth grade or coming out of eighth grade. Steve Spurrier, of course, y'all don't know him. That was back in the day. But called me get my first offer, and truthfully, I didn't know what it was. Like, I
Yeah,
didn't know what an offer was. Like, I literally didn't know what it was. Um, so somebody ended up telling me what it was. I'm like, oh, I get to go to school for free. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
yeah,
yeah, it's cool. So I mean, after that happened, man, it started rolling. I got from North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, Oregon, every school you can think of, I was offered about. You know what I'm saying? You talk
yeah,
about
literally.
I for sure had letters from every school in the country for sure. And I remember back in I seen what's one viral picture back in the day where a guy was laying in the bathtub and had all the letters around him.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
always thought about doing that because I was able to, you know what I'm saying? But I'm
yeah.
a humble dude, but I was never that kind of guy to boast about offers or nothing like that. But the recruiting process was cool. I mean, a lot of people don't like me saying this, but it really, I might have went to Clemson at one point in time. I'll be
Bro,
true.
I wasn't gonna say it. I was gonna let you say it, man. But
Yeah, bro.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So not a lot of people know, but so Trevor Lawrence, my boy. So Clemson was either damn, this probably gonna go crazy viral, bro. People gonna be talking. Oh wow. Anyway, whatever. So basically, my big thing was playing quarterback coming out of high school, right? I mean, going
Yeah.
into college, going to high school, and every school in the country was going to give me the opportunity. Um, but Clemson said they're only taking one quarterback in the 2018 class. It was between South Carolina, Clemson, North Carolina State, and Oregon for me. I knew I was going to either go to South Carolina or Clemson or maybe NC State.
Hmm.
Oregon was just too far. They said, I'm taking one. They were taking one quarterback out of 2018 class, right? So it was between it's either you or Trevor Lawrence. It's either one of y'all two, whoever
Yeah.
commit first. And Trevor calls me, bro, like randomly one. I think it was the summer or something like that. Maybe it's before the summer. He called me like, yeah, bro, like, good luck and good luck on your future, bro. And looking forward to continuing to following you. I'm like, yeah, bro, you too. Like, this is before he committed now, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this is super random. Well, I appreciate it, bro. You know what I'm saying? We had a good relationship. Next day he commit to Clemson. I'm saying, oh, okay. So that's why you called
That's
and
what it
tell me
was. Yeah.
good luck on the rest of my future. So he committed to Clemson, so that completely exited out for me. And they wanted me to come, as an athlete. But if I would have known what I knew now, and I end up switching positions anyway, I probably would have had two national championships at
Yeah,
Clemson.
that's what I'm saying. It was a
Uh,
good time, bro. It was a
you
good
know what I'm
time to
saying?
come.
But
Yeah.
but I mean, my heart was in Columbia though. You know what I mean? I love Carolina,
Yeah.
man. I bled gone in black. The way they treated me was different than any other. You know what I'm saying? And my experience there was cool. And they kind of offered me first. I was all in at Carolina. Everybody else offered me. Carolina kind of got lost in there. Steve Spurrier got fired. Will Muschamp got hired in like 20. I can't remember the date. He got hired. Then I kind of fell back in love with South Carolina. But the recruiting process was cool. Being able to travel to different schools, getting letters from different schools. And just having those experiences, man, was definitely a true blessing.
That's what's up, man. That's a lot right there to take in, especially for me, like, watching this firsthand, like not really knowing like what's going on. I'm watching like from the outside, like everyone else, trying to see what was going on. I was a loudmouth kid, so I wouldn't have told me nothing either. So, but that's pretty cool. I didn't really think about like the conversations like that between you and Trevor. Like I said earlier, like I know y'all went to the Elite 11 and stuff like that. You and Justin. I was kind of touching on earlier about like all the connections and stuff that you made and where you was able to go and where football like took you and stuff like that. So, but I won't hold up all of the time for my panelists and stuff. They have some great questions that they want to
Nah,
ask you, man. So,
good, but one thing I want to throw in there, some people don't even realize, like, oh, like you went to, like they just figured we were in the same league. Like Trevor was my roommate at Elite 11. Like that's my
yeah,
boy for real. You know what I'm saying? And that's just something I want to throw in there. People don't even realize like that's really my boy. And even Justin Fields, Joe Milton, who's at the
yeah.
Cowboys now in Tennessee. And it's so many great quarterbacks that we were with. I just want to throw that in there. But looking forward to the rest of the questions though.
Cool.
Well, congratulations on all your offers. That's really cool. And I'm happy you ended up where you felt like you should have ended up. That's probably the most important part of all of it. But for my question, it's what changes did you see in the college sports landscape through your time at South Carolina, like pre-NIL versus NIL?
Phew. Yeah, so pre-NIL, I probably had $2 in my bank account, like at the end of every month. And then after
Real.
NIL, it was a lot different. That was probably the biggest, man, because before NIL, I don't know how we survived. I ain't even gonna lie. Like I still don't know how we survived, but NIL was definitely a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Now, athletes able to capitalize on what we've missed out on previously. You know what I mean? Like we deserve it. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
there's no shade to any guy or any kids that get on NIL that they do now, but it was cool. I mean, times were different before NIL. I'm gonna be truthfully honest. I feel like college football was a lot more genuine and more real and more close, and it was about culture before NIL. Now it's a transactional game. Who gonna give you the most money? And who gonna give you the best opportunity? You know what I'm saying? So that team chemistry isn't there like it used to be. But you know what I'm saying, kind of is what it is. I call it the mini NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like now I work in the sports industry, so seeing it from a different perspective, is definitely neat but interesting to see.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So obviously you had a great college career and you've been an athlete for a very long time. What I want to know is how was the transition from being an athlete to a sports agent? Like, how was that for you?
Man, honestly haven't talked about it much. And I'm in the process of creating y'all be the first to know this. I'm in the process of creating a nonprofit to help athletes transition from being an athlete to not being an athlete no more. It's one of the hardest things and one of the most non-talked about subjects. Truthfully, it was the hardest thing I ever dealt with in my life. Like it was, besides other personal things, I think that's probably second. That's probably been the hardest transition on being able just to being an athlete. You got a routine every single day. You know how your guys are gonna look from the AM to the PM. You know what I'm saying? So being able to transition out of that was very difficult for me, extremely difficult. But my character and the relationships I've created when I was in school and the way I've networked it allowed me to transition smoother than some other people into the sports agency role. So I'm truly blessed, man. A lot of people don't have the opportunity to transition as smooth as I did. It was still hard for me, but I was able to transition a little better. And I think what helps me a lot is I'm still involved with sports now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still around the game. I'm still mentoring. I'm still watching tape. I'm still going to games, still going to practices. Um, so that's helped me a lot. But to be completely honest, like I don't think I think the first game I might have went to after I got done was a South Carolina game, and I left early. Like I couldn't even watch. I couldn't even sit down
Mhm.
and watch it anymore because for me it was like, dang, I was just here. You know what I'm saying? And yes, me putting down a ball was a my choice thing, but it was still hard for me to stomach and still hard for me to accept that I wasn't playing anymore. So I couldn't even watch the game. And even truthfully, to be honest, too, like within that first year, it was hard for me to watch it on TV, like seeing people get hit. I'm like, oh, like it's no, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm having these cringy moments where when I was in it, I ain't thought about it, but now that I'm on the outside looking in, I'm like, oh my God, this is dangerous
Brutal.
game. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
it's
saying?
brutal.
So it was hard. I'm gonna be truthfully honest. It was definitely difficult.
For sure, for sure.
I'm glad you touched on that though, man. Like, and I'm excited to hear about the nonprofit and stuff. And we'll talk some more about that, bro. But I feel like
Sure.
that is one of the like that's not talked about enough. Especially. I mean, I can speak for this firsthand as well. I played football at my last school, and like you talked about earlier, man, like your character and who you are and your relationship that you keep with people and how you carry yourself off the field is going to take you further than sports ever will. And I feel like that's where a lot of people kind of lose themselves at when they look at themselves as an athlete and not as a person and as yourself. And you kind of lose yourself in that process. When that ball goes flat, because it'll become a deal when that ball goes flat. All you have is your name, your face to rely on. So those connections
Yeah.
and stuff. So I'm glad you touched on that, man, for the people.
Yeah, and I think I don't mean to get sidetracked, but I think I'll add another comment about it. But I think growing up, and it's not the kids' fault or not us athletes' fault. I don't even know how to say it without saying it the wrong way. We idolize football,
True.
right? Idolize sports because a lot of kids and a lot of athletes come from cities where not a lot of people make it out of, and it's our only option. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
it's our
saying?
identity. Facts.
Yeah, it's sports, sports, sports. Our people, our peers around us push this. A lot of people don't know, they don't even know themselves outside of it. So yes, it was even I had to re-identify myself. I didn't know who I
Real.
was without a
Real.
football, honestly. Like I cut my hair, so I'm a whole new person. I don't have locks no more. I got a haircut. And I'm like, I had to really re-identify myself
Figure it
because
out, man.
I didn't know who I was without football. You know what I'm saying? And I have no shame in my game to admit that. But yeah.
Yeah, to carry on, I don't mean to jump around here, but I'd like to go to back to NIL there for a second. You obviously came into South Carolina. I think your freshman year was 2018, if that sounds about right. So obviously pre-NIL, like you had mentioned earlier, and then graduated in 2023. Is that
Yeah, something
correct?
like that. Yeah.
So again, post NIL, NIL started in June of 2021 and whatnot. And when, like I said earlier, I'm a big college football guy, and Davion told us that we were having Dakereon Joyner come on. And
Mhm.
the first thing I thought about was the Mayo Bowl in
Sure.
2021. And I'd like to kind of touch on that for a second, because that's a notable performance from your college career post NIL, right? December of 2021. So what did that performance do for you in benefiting the promotion of your brand?
Everything.
Okay. Okay.
Before
Like that's
before you dive into this, you gotta tell the people like how this even became about, bro. Because mind you, now like you haven't even played quarterback in a while. And I remember you kind of touching, kind of speaking on it a little bit briefly about like the way you were notified that, hey man, you're gonna be our starting quarterback in the Mayo Bowl. So it's like you got to touch on that before you even dive into the answer, man.
Yeah. So, long story short, played quarterback, right? Long story short, my confidence was screwed. Ended up changing my position in 2019. Still kind of played both. Whatever, whatever. Coach Beamer came. Coach Beamer recruited me in high school when he was at Georgia as a quarterback. So his first question on the job was, "Do you want to be our quarterback?" 2021. I'm like, "Nah, coach. Like, I don't even want to play it no more. Don't got the confidence no more. It's over with." Cool. He's like, "You sure?" I'm like, "Yeah. Whatever, whatever." Play receiver, had a decent year. We lost to Clemson, of course.
Of
Lost
course.
Clemson 2021. And I think, bro, everybody was hurt. All the quarterbacks was hurt for some reason. I don't know what happened. Everybody hurt. So coach was like, "All right, GK, we going to the ball game. Think about I want to put you at quarterback." I'm like, "No, I ain't doing it." He's like, "All right." Asked me the next day. So no, I ain't doing it. Third day, he asked me again. I said, "Man, coach, all right, I'll do it a little bit. Just give me like maybe a package. Like I don't want to throw, I
Yeah.
might just want to run." So I'll give you a little package. Boom. Went to practice, throwing around a little bit. I'm like, damn, I think I still got it. I'm like, all right. He said, "How about we do a little more?" I said, "All right, we can do a little more." So long
Yeah.
story short, that continued to just grow. And I'm slinging the ball. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm having fun again. I had
Yeah. Yeah.
this in high school." Um, and then we got to North Carolina for the bowl week, and the coach was like, the coach still want me to go play receiver, and my OC was like, "Hey, stop asking DK to do anything other than receiver. He our starting quarterback, and this is what it's gonna be." And I'm like, "Oh, I bet I ain't played. I never started in college as a quarterback, like fully started." And I'm like, "Oh, so I ain't really thrown the ball in 2 years, but you want me to go out there and start in the bowl game?"
In the bowl.
I'm like, "All right, cool, let's go do it." But bro, like, and let me safe to say, like, I didn't know, bro. I swear to God. No, I lied. I did know I was gonna do that, but not to that extent. I knew what my capabilities were, and my teammates knew, but the rest of the world didn't know. But we were able to keep it a secret the whole month of December.
Yeah.
So I'm like, did I even tell y'all? My family?
I think you told us like right before. You told us like right before the bowl game, bro.
Yeah, I didn't tell anybody to like right
Nah.
before the game. I didn't want it to get out and nobody spoil it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, I was like, man, I know what I'm capable of. I can't wait to show the world. You know what I'm saying? And I was able to, to answer your question, bro. Like, man, that changed everything for me, dog. Like, when I say everything, everything. Like, from I don't even know how to explain it, bro. Like, when I say literally everything you can think of, my brand, my name, everything attached to me went from here to here. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
think that stapled my career. That's probably my first biggest win. My second was 2019 versus Georgia, but that moment
Yeah.
there re-identified everything for me. That created all the marketing opportunities in the world for me. Um, Bro, I named my dogs Duke and Mayo. After that, I became the
Yeah,
USC
Davion was
That's
telling us that.
awesome.
Yeah,
I named my
that's
two
funny.
dogs Duke and Mayo. I just got a tattoo. I gotta show y'all this because just since we're talking about this, and you want to know how much
You,
this means to me? I'm
you
gonna show
ended
you,
up getting it, bro?
bro. I'm about to get it.
Oh, I'm about to say.
I just got this made. Y'all probably can't see it, but my
Crazy
dogs,
piece.
right?
Wow.
Yeah,
Duke and Mayo. That's what's on
yeah,
my back. But this how much that Mayo Bowl, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
MVP. That's how much it means to me. You know what I'm saying? So like a pivotal moment of my career that changed everything for me from every single aspect. And I think, I can't go nowhere, like even out here in Texas, without somebody, talking about that game, man. So it really changed everything for me, bro.
Yeah, definitely gave you more than $2 in your bank account. So that's awesome.
Ah,
And then yeah, sort of kind of just a stray away question here. I kind of want to talk about your Elite 11 real quick because I mean that is one of the legendary quarterback classes. I didn't know that you were a part of the
yeah.
2018 class. I thought you were later. But I mean Fields, Trevor Lawrence, JT Daniels in there too.
Oh, JC
No,
Daniels year after.
year after.
Got
Okay.
what? Joe Milton,
Um,
Emery.
Joe
Joe Milton,
Milton,
Yeah.
Emory Jones, like
Matt Corral,
Yeah.
how
Thompson
I mean,
Robinson, everybody.
touch on that a little bit. I mean, how is that working with those guys? I mean, that is really, I mean, are they just another guy to you? Is it just,
Tyler
your
Shaw,
peers?
who's that? Tyler
Tyler
Shaw, who's at
Shuck,
the Saints
yeah.
now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
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 Saints guy.
yeah. So I mean, but that was in a moment you don't think about it, man. But after the fact, and I think what hit me was they had a TV show, right? On NFL
Mhm.
Network. It came on the NFL Network every like Tuesday, Wednesday. It played on TV. And I think that's when it started to hit me. But great experience when it comes from, in terms of talent wise, I was excuse me, I didn't have, excuse me, I didn't have the training that those guys had. So it was a significant, not a significant, but they were a lot more polished than me when it came
Mhm.
to throwing the ball and a lot of the attributes and a lot of mechanical things. They were a lot more polished than me. But we were all just kids balling, bro. You know what I'm saying? That was a week that we never forget. We still talk about to this day. Justin is signed with our agency. So I see Justin all the time now, and that's a bond that that we share that we'll never forget. I seen Trevor at the Super Bowl, and we talked about those things. So those are moments that we'll never forget. Um, Definitely one of the most decorated, best classes
Yeah,
to ever come through Elite 11. I
yeah.
think that we'll forever, we'll ever think we're probably the best class. But it was neat though, man. Create relationships that kind of still stand to this day. A lot of kids don't get that opportunity. I didn't perform the best. I think I came in ranked like the third quarterback. I think I dropped to like 12 at the end of the camp. But I mean, the experience was, I mean, that's neither here or there, but it was about the experience that was everything for me. You know what I'm saying? And being able to, call those guys my buddies and my boys to this day is definitely true, definitely a blessing.
Yeah, it's awesome. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like jumping back to the present, because I'm super interested in like sports agency, like that's probably my dream job, honestly. I was just super curious, like what does a typical like daily routine look like for you? Like I'm sure it's not consistent, but like what is like a typical day or like what would be something in your daily routine that like would surprise most people for sports agents?
Yeah. So I want to share something real quick before I answer that. So people always ask me, right, when I was younger, like, what's your dream job? I'm like, sports agent, right? I just used to say that. It was like NFL or nothing. So I
Hmm.
didn't think I would be in the position that I'm in now. Um, but life comes back full circle. Um, for me, instead of the day-to-day, I'll probably give a little day-to-day, a little bit, but to put things in perspective, I'm on an airplane at least every 9 to 8 days. I'm traveling on a plane. Um,
Wow.
a lot of times, like twice throughout the week, you know what I'm saying? Like it can get hectic during a certain time, you know what I'm saying? But I'm
Hmm.
traveling on an airplane at least every 8 days, you know what I'm saying? So that can say a lot. That says a lot about the amount of time and travel and visitations and meetings that I do have. But for right now, for me, it's wake up, tap in with my guys, seeing what they need, what their schedule is like that day. I got like 17, 18 guys that I, represent and help. See what their schedule is. I kind of have that laid out. Who has what this day, whether it's marketing things coming up this weekend, spring ball, kind of orchestrating that and seeing who has what that day. Then that's a period where I just recruit, right? I got kids that, because nowadays if you ain't getting these kids when they in freshmen or sophomores in high school, you won't get them, right? So
Hmm.
I'm looking at the 2029 class, 2030 class of kids that I'm trying to recruit. But I'm also, in the present moment, I got, some of my boys that I play with that I'm not gonna say any names that I'm trying to flip right now to come to our agency, for NFL draft coming up next year. So I'm, hitting on those guys now, hitting on those guys in the future, recruiting a lot, checking emails, seeing, what's new on the board, what things we got coming up. Also planning events for the future. We got a couple events coming up in May and June. So really just tapping into, to recruiting my guys I have currently, trying to be locked in and detailed on them. Talking with their parents, just trying to build that solid relationship because I know my thing is now like I knew what I once needed, right? When I was in college. I struggled my first year. Nobody knows it, but I was depressed as hell 2018 because I didn't have anybody to lean on to understand what I was going through, right? So for me, it was like, I vowed to myself, like, I promise to be what I once needed to my guys, right? So now I'm my guy to help them transition from high school to college, college to in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like I got kids now, Julian Lewis at Colorado or Bryce Baker, who at Virginia Tech, that my quarterbacks that I can go to their spring practice, you know, I can watch them and we can after that we can go watch tape together, right? We can go watch film together. bro, I think you should have done this better because I played the quarterback position and my mindset is a little different than any other agent. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
that's a unique relationship that I have and part of my day to day, my week to week that, I kind of experience and go through.
That's so cool to me. What would you say is like the most challenging part about representing athletes? Like, are there any certain like trends that you're seeing on the business side of sports that kind of make it more difficult right now?
Yeah, I'm trying to see some things that I can actually share. Like, I think this would be interesting, right? So, for me, you would think all these guys I play with, right, I could just go sign, right? So, the
Hmm.
hardest part for me was my boys being my boys at the time. But now I'm me flipping it, right? And now I'm trying to be the agent. So now it's kind of like they're like, dang, bro, you talking to me like you a businessman. Like I am a businessman now, right? So yeah, you still my bro, but now I'm on this other side, right? Where I'm trying to sign you now, right? So you would think that I would be able to sign everybody that's my boy that I played with or came up with. It's not that easy. You know what I'm saying? So that's been the kind
Hmm.
of the most challenging part, thinking I can sign my boys and I can't even really sign my boys like I want. So I'm not saying I have, but I haven't had the most success with it, right? My most successes came with guys that watched me play before, right? That kind of hurted me already. I didn't have that relationship with, previous to. So that kind of has been the most challenging part. So me just trying to find a way to mend that and blend that together and, separate that personal relationship to business side of things.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure.
Now I want to kind of follow up on that a little bit though. Like, I mean, I know if I was an athlete right now, if my agent was coming to me and as decorated as you and have the experience as you, I would tend to go with an agent that has that like on field firsthand experience. So like, do you feel like that kind of helps you when like recruiting and stuff like that, trying to sign these kids, or do you feel like they kind of just look at you more as like your teammates become like the businessman and stuff like that, or
Bro, you know what's crazy? I'm still trying to figure that out because that and I'm with you can look it up, Forbes #1 agent, right? Agency. Like so athletes first, we got Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, Jordan Love, Justin Fields, Debo, everybody you can think of it normally sign with us, right? Um, and then it's like my mentor is David Mulugeta, who's Forbes #1 agent, right? So I got these people attached to me, and this agent that's attached to me that I work for and represent. That's my partner. But it still can't get everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still trying to figure out, what's most important to people, right? So what do I need to do, or what do you want? Like what do kids look for in representation? Um, but you're right. I would have done this. I would have went with,
yeah,
like, oh, that's
that
DK.
firsthand experience, yeah.
No questions. I'm going with that, right? So I just had a kid out last week. Not gonna say any names, but a kid that I watched play for some years. Um, I to a sense mentor him. Um, and we had a meeting, and I thought he was gonna sign with me, but last minute he didn't. He went to sign with a different agency, a smaller
Hmm.
agency, right? That included his brother inside the deal. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Hmm.
little things that people do, that you would think I win every single one, but I don't. So it's part of the game, right? So I'm still trying to
Yeah,
figure out how to navigate through it. What's important to people to being able to continue to real guys, and we're having a lot of success. Don't get me wrong, but you're not gonna win every single rep to a sense.
that's real, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Uh, Anybody else got any like follow up questions or something?
I
Yeah,
have
so
one more
oh,
question.
go ahead,
Oh,
John.
sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
So obviously working in sports is like crazy hectic. You say you're on a plane every 8 to 9 days. How do you balance, like you said you had a little girl, how do you balance your family life and your professional life? Because I know it's hard. Working in college football, I'm like, this is insane. So I just want to hear your perspective of it.
Girl, I'm still trying to figure it out. I ain't gonna lie. Just to give you, just to give you a, I mean, I think this is a great point to talk about this past weekend, right?
Yeah.
So I have a couple nieces and nephews and cousins that's kids that was just recently born. I missed my niece like baby shower before she was born and all like this stuff, but her first birthday party was last Saturday, right? I'm working throughout the week. I was just in Virginia Tech like that Wednesday, Thursday, just flew back to Texas. Flew on 2 o'clock Saturday morning. My niece had a birthday party. at like 3 o'clock on Saturday. And I flew out 5 o'clock the next morning, right? So I only had that day to be with my family. So that's it's kind of tough for me, not gonna lie. But on top of being a sports agent, like I said, I'm a father, most importantly. I'm still in school, finishing up my master's. I run my own business too. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different things that I dabble with that I try to I try to get under control. You know what I'm saying? But it is difficult a lot of times, kind of just mending family with that. But I prioritize my family most importantly. You know what I'm saying? More than anything. I try to be there. I try to show up despite my schedule, despite the things I got going on. I still try to show up for my family because I love them dearly and they show up for me. So the least I can do is show up for them no matter how far away I am.
Definitely. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, to carry on, you mentioned these big time NFL athletes like Michael Parsons and CD Lamb that you work with or your company works with. In your position, um, are you working with NFL players? Are you working with college players, high schoolers, or all of the above? Does it really just depend?
Yeah, so my main focus is my college guys. That's what I mainly focus on. But, a couple of times throughout the year, like we do have events where I'm around Micah, I'm around Deshaun Watson, I'm around all these guys. Um, that, we have events that I'm chilling with or helping these guys with, while we're together, we got this thing called Elite Week where all our NFL athletes and college athletes come together. And we kind of, have events and let the guys work out and stuff like that. So from time to time, I kind of deal with NFL guys. Now I have some NIL guys that I just had that's going to the league now. Like I was at his pro day today, right? Like he was an NIL client. Now he's about to be NFL client, right? So I don't really deal with the league too much. College is what I'm mainly focused on.
Okay. And you also mentioned earlier, like when kids are being recruited as like maybe not by the school, but maybe even by a sports agency, like it's too late if you are a freshman or sophomore in high school. So how early on are these kids being looked at?
I'm looking at a kid right now in the 2030 class. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I think
Yeah.
he an eighth grader, gonna be in ninth grade next year, but he's a guy, right? But though you gotta jump on him early because if not, you could be fighting your way and trying to flip them from a different agency the older they get, right? So
Yeah.
right now for me, I mean, the younger the better. You know what I'm saying? I try to be. I don't try. I am respectful when it comes to talking to kids. I try to reach out to the parents. Mostly more than anything because the kid's so young. But I mean, 2030, man, like 2031, his kid's super young, but you got to start recruiting.
Yeah. That's very interesting. Appreciate that.
Very interesting. Yeah. Times change now, man.
Yeah. I remember when I was in eighth grade. I mean, I wasn't gonna play a college sport, but I could not imagine being 13 years old and having those sort of conversations.
Right.
Man, tell me about it. So yeah.
If anybody, I'm gonna follow up unless anybody else got a question. While we are talking about eighth grade and we talking about kids and stuff like that, man, I want you to kind of share some of the background information that you do, man. I hope I'm not exposing too much information, but some of the coaching and stuff, man. I'm proud of you and stuff like that. I just want to kind of let the people get to know you a little bit and what you got going on. So I don't know if you like really told anybody that yet. I didn't want to put you on the spot, man, but I think that's pretty cool what you're doing out there.
You talking about like exactly what I'm doing now, like the whole agency thing?
No, I'm
Or
talking about like the coaching, man. Y'all just went undefeated and stuff like that,
oh
man.
yeah, so from time to time I volunteer and I help these kids, man. These kids play at a private school here in Austin. From time to time I volunteer and help them coach. I coach, a six-man football team. I volunteered and coached there for a little while. We went undefeated, won a state championship. Not state championship, I'm tripping. Won the local championship, the Trinity private school local championship. Volunteered with a little basketball team, was the head coach there. Um, we went undefeated the whole season, lost in the championship. Um, and now I'm volunteering doing lacrosse. Right. So I've never touched a lacrosse stick ever before, but I've built a great relationship within a private school, and the kids love having me around. I love mentoring, right? So anywhere I can point to kids, I try to as much as possible. So I do that sometimes throughout the week when I got time or if I can. So yeah, coaching lacrosse, don't know nothing about lacrosse, but like they said, the kids gonna teach me lacrosse. So I definitely enjoy doing that aspect of it for real. So yeah, I don't think nobody really knows that. I don't post it publicly at all.
Yeah.
Nah, it's cool though. That's something I definitely, take pride in for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna keep you gotta keep us updated on that. We can check back in with you.
Oh, for
Check back
sure.
in
You
on
know
the
that.
season, man.
Yeah.
All right, so I just wanted to ask you, man, bring Kalani on the show, man. Tell what's up or something like that, man. I know she
For
probably
sure.
trying to
Y'all want her
bust in
on
there
here?
anyways. She trying
Yes. Yeah.
to. What's up, little cuzzy?
Say what's
Oh
up.
my goodness.
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
What's up,
girl.
What's
man?
up, Kalani? How you doing?
You
Hey.
say hey.
Hey, cuz.
Yeah. How are y'all?
She camera shot. You got a
Oh,
media trainer,
why she
cuz.
acting
You
like
got.
that?
I just told them that too. I'm like, she gonna come in here acting Hollywood now.
That
Yeah.
side eye's
She,
It's
crazy.
the side
Sadia.
eye. We gonna get her all media trained, man.
say what's up, y'all.
Ooh, what's up, cuz? She the cutest, man.
She's
Look,
so
man,
cute.
like
They just want to say what's up. Say thank y'all for wanting me to come on. Too much words. All good.
it's too much.
I get
Man,
it.
we ain't gonna hold you up though, cuz man.
Say
But
bye
we
bye.
appreciate you coming on the show, man, taking the time out to talk to us, and I think it was pretty cool just tapping into a different side of you and letting you show some personality and you know the things that you've done, so and things that you currently still doing, man, and your inspiration, bro. And you know we'll stay in touch, man. But I appreciate you coming on, taking the time to talk to us.
Nah, most importantly, man, thank y'all for one having me. I know that it means a lot to me to still talk about things like this. You know what I mean? If I guess it feels good to a sense to reminisce on some things, right? And but for me, I'm so much more bigger than a football or things that I once did. You know what I'm saying? Like this moment right here, like this, is more
Yeah,
important to me than anything, right? And my character is everything to me. I want to continue to pour into other people, inspire other people, because I'm much more bigger than football. But thank y'all for having me on. I hope I was able to inspire y'all in some kind of way or answer the question that y'all want to answer. They got my number, my email, whatever y'all, any other questions, email me, anything like that. So thank y'all so much for having me on, and I wish y'all well and all y'all success. If y'all want to be involved in sports or whatever it is, I wish y'all the best, man. So definitely stay in contact. Did they love you, cuz? I appreciate the opportunity, man.
for sure. Love you, man. Be safe, cuz. All right, so I know that was a lot, everyone, but it was some great conversation we had, and it was a lot of great insight and stuff like that, and great moments that we shared just now. So one of my personal favorites was just getting some more clarity and about how we grew up. Like I said, we grew up together, and like I watched all of this firsthand, and I was really close to him. But it's a lot of stuff that went on behind the scenes that I wasn't really tapped into being so young and stuff like that. So it was great kind of just hearing his experience about like how we grew up and a little bit more about his journey and stuff that he shared and some of the stuff that went into the decision making. I definitely wasn't really too fond of him going to USC, especially after the controversy and stuff of him being there and like them kind of like switching his positions a lot. I don't really want to, out of respect for him, I'm not gonna go too much into my opinion on USC and how that went with his career. But it was a lot. It was great to hear some more insight on it, and I was just happy to give him the opportunity to share some more of his personality and who he is as a person. And like he said that he's more than just a football player. So everyone kind of just assumes like it's just a big athlete, like cocky guy maybe, but me growing up and looking up to him, I just wanted him to have the opportunity to like share who he really is, and I think he's a great guy. And I'm really glad that he came on the show and shared some of that stuff, and especially with the dogs and his child. So it
Yeah.
was great, man. So
Yeah, that's good, Davion. I think the most interesting part about the conversation and about Dakereon, to be honest with you, is just the time that he entered the college athletic space. I mean, like I said, a freshman in 2018 and graduates in 2023. I mean, he is right there pre-NIL and he lives through the formation and the passing and the beginning of it. And as we talked with him earlier, my favorite part of the conversation was when he touched on, the Duke's Mayo Bowl and talking about how beneficial that was for him in promoting his brand in an NIL space, which a year previously, up to that point in 2020, he wouldn't have had that opportunity, but he was given the opportunity a year later. And it obviously paid dividends for him. He didn't go into numbers, but we can imagine that uh, it helped him out as a college athlete. So that was super cool. And yeah, man, just a great guy and great conversation.
I think my favorite part was definitely when he brought his daughter in. I thought it was really cool just like, hearing about him football and his success now, but just knowing his overarching reason for doing everything and just him always tying it back to his daughter, I thought was really sweet and really amazing. And just it was fun to hear like the personal aspect of it because I think you just see athletes just posted as athletes or who they are as their job. So just seeing how he's so family oriented and the way Davion talks about him is also really sweet. So you can tell he's just like a good guy.
Yeah, I was gonna kind of say that too. Like you can tell he's a family man, and I think I love that. That's why I wanted to ask that question because like working in college sports, it's so like kind of isolating, and you get in a routine and you can't really get out of it. And like even if you're a player, staff, whatever it is, like from personal experience, you're there every day. Like I had to miss Christmas, like all these other things, but I think the way that he handles that is so good and like it's a good example of what you can do. You can do both. So I think that was really awesome of him to share that.
No, yeah, same. And like as someone who wants to go into that career, like it was really interesting like hearing like his day to day, like what his life really looks like as a sports agent and hearing how much he travels, saying how he goes on a plane 8 to 9 days, like every 8 to 9 days. Like honestly, it's like super interesting. It's interesting to me because like I feel like I would kind of enjoy that because I love traveling.
Hmm.
So like it was like hearing that, I was like, I could really see this as my future. Like I could, like I would enjoy that. But like it was really cool and hearing how he's like how y'all said how he balances his family life and like how he really does it. And I know it has to be so easy to get burnt out because working in sports is crazy. It's hectic. Like everyone knows that. And it's just really interesting hearing how he was able to balance it and how he has a family now and how he just loves what he does.
Yeah, that's all true. And I'm not gonna go too much further in detail, but I just kind of wanted to like just give him his kudos because he's like the first one in the family to really like to do that at that stage. Like he didn't really have anyone to look up to and ask questions. And like he kind of touched on like how he was in a kind of a dark space in 2018 because he just really felt like he had no one to relate to. So like we kind of talked about how like mental health and stuff is important in that transition post career, like athletic career and stuff like that. But like I said, I just want to give him his kudos on that because I know like firsthand how isolating that could have felt, and I really just shout out to him, man. I'm proud of him. So I think that was great, and he really talked about a lot of interesting things, and that was a great podcast.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the third episode of Unapologetic. Make sure you tune in to our next and final episode. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.